Hello, my dear friends. My name is Brother Sean. And for those who don't know, I am a member of the Teo community of St. Francis, a lay monastic online community who embrace all faiths and none. The purpose of this short video is to challenge ourselves who we are, that we are given the gift to see ourselves as we are seen by God. I know from my own personal faith journey, I could never really see the real person behind the mask that I presented to so many people. I had so many masks. I had the mask of rescuer, the mask of helper, the mask of being a nurse, the mask of being a spiritual director, the mask of being a nursing monk, and those masks went on and on and on, so much so that I never really knew who I was. But there came a pivotal time in my life when I had to face my true self in my vulnerability. And in that split second, the most natural thing that I could do was to kneel down and plead with God, Lord, show me who I really am. Help me to see what you see. Help me to feel what you feel, to believe what you believe for me. And I guess the reason why I was doing that was because I was so confused. I was confused in my religious belief. I was saddened and challenged by man's inhumanity to man. And I was greatly disturbed when I could see various factions within religious families tearing one another apart, such as when I was a young nursing monk doing psychiatry in the late 60s in Northern Ireland, where Catholic and Protestant were tearing one another apart through violence, and where so many innocent lives were sacrificed because of evil. And the same is happening today in beautiful Syria, where two factions of the Muslim family, the Shiite and Sunni, who both are staunch believers in the Prophet Muhammad and in Allah, and as they kneel down to face Mecca and pray to God, pray to Allah, yet somewhere in their psyche they're not really hearing what Allah is saying to them, because they both feel maligned, that injustice has been done to them, hence having to fight for their rights. So asking the Supreme and the company of heaven to allow us see who we are is so vitally important for the spiritual life. Because if we don't know who we are and we don't know what we can see, then I guess you could say that we are blinded, like a blind man with a cane, walking, struggling, bumping into things. And I guess if the truth be told, that has been my faith journey for many years. Yes, I had an inner knowing, but there was always fear. Fear. Will I be punished by God for daring to step out of my religious family, the Catholic Church, and follow my heart, like Teresa of Avila suggested we do, to find a loving God? There was so much fear. And yet I've come to realize, much later on in my life, that God doesn't do fear. He does love. He doesn't ask us to buy into the dogma. He doesn't ask us to buy into a dogma that alienates us from other brothers and sisters of different faiths. because he is the one God of all faiths. And yet, many of us have felt estranged from different faiths because of fear. But thankfully today, the Spirit of God is breathing a new breath, a new fire of God is coming on all of us to try and see the face of God, to embrace the wonder and the mystery of God. And what is so encouraging is that God is speaking to all of us. And I know he spoke to me back in 2008 in Assisi to come out of my comfort zone. And I thought, what? And to embrace all faiths. And I went, okay. And then to establish a lay monastic community where brothers and sisters of different faiths could come and live together in peace and worship the one true loving God. And then I began to think, oh my God. And I guess God was reading my heart, because I had no idea how that could come about, bearing in mind how many religions and religious groups treat one another. So I was thinking, oh my God, you will have to help me. You will have to show me the way. And that began for me a journey of absolute trust. Because all that I could bring was my love of God and my love of God's children, my brothers and sisters. But inwardly, I didn't feel that I was equipped sufficiently academically or theologically to be able to rationalize this for other people, especially leaders of other religious groups. And then the inner voice, as is speaking to my heart now to your heart, trust, trust. I will speak through you. I will guide others through you. And then there was a peace. But there are times when things have gone wrong, when a member may have left our community and you feel a sense of, where have I let them down? Could I have tried a bit harder? And then an inner voice would eventually speak to my heart. You must stand back and allow others breathe. And you must allow them make their own choice. Many will be called, but only few will remain. Many come to test the waters of their belief. They get what they need, and then they go on to do greater things. And I felt a sense of release with that. But Lord, that I may see myself as you see me, that I guess is my prayer every day. Because there are some days when it is not as easy as it sounds or looks. So for me, it is about trust. Trust that God, who is all love, who is all embracing, all knowing, all loving, all forgiving, I know he does not shackle his children to fear, as religion does. But religion, we know, is man trying to connect with God. But today, I feel that many religions have passed their sell-by date because they have alienated so many like myself from this loving God. And God is touching us in a different way. And I believe that is true for me. Here I am, I'm living a solitary, simple life as a lay monastic, a contemplative, but I'm a member of a much bigger community which is international, where members live a similar life from their own home, and they come to their God in the way that's right for them, in a way that resonates with their heart, so that together, when we join each other for morning and evening prayer and our beautiful peace vigil for peace in the world, there is a sense, an inner knowing that we are one loving family, that we care deeply about one another, because we are here around the table of love as a child of God.